Well, good morning, YouTube. I'm feeling better these days. I actually had been working with some frequency medicine. I just, my husband and I tried this app out, frequency app out, for 15 days, and both of us have had a really hard year. So I've been working with it. It's different frequencies in healing that's on your phone. So I may put a link here on YouTube at some point. I'm still learning a lot about it, and also got a Royal Rife app with it too, which I think is very interesting, pretty effective. So I think these are going to be the future of medicine. I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Elysium. It's about an elite kind of breakaway civilization, I would say, from the Earth, and how the people on the Earth suffer, but yet up in space they have this kind of like artificial world, which is kind of like a planet, and they have all this high technology, and all the wealthy and the elite live there, and they have healing beds, and they're just frequency, and they, like that, heal people. I really do think that there's going to be a future like that. And what I have, I think, is the beginning. I'm feeling better within days. So I have great hope for it. I'm going to continue to use it. It seems to be accurate in identifying what I'm going through, and then diagnosing it, and then giving the healing frequency for it. So I don't think it's the end for all. I don't, hit it from the top, hit it from the bottom, the electrical field of the human body. We are electrical beings, but also we are matter beings, Eat the right foods, drink the right water. Oh, it also has a water harmonizer. So anyway, I think this is the future of medicine, to help us in all ways to heal. So I guess that was on my mind. And here, this book, I've been reading this. I'm still not that far into it. But this guy is bringing up the alphabet versus the goddess. Let me bring it up again, because this is my research I'm doing, because this is how I feel. We've had a part of us that has been a little absent or downtrodden for, my goodness, thousands of years. He actually brings this up in this book. What I find interesting is that when there were goddess type culture thousands and thousands of years ago, they did have human sacrifice, and this is after. It surprised me during the goddess time. This is after more agrarian. We started farming. Things became domesticating animals. That kind of thing is what I'm seeing in this book, and there's still goddess type worship. So we're still, it's really about our brain. And he's saying that the left hemisphere is probably newer than the right hemisphere, which is the feminine part, which is the imagery. It's very important. It's the intuitive part of ourselves, the knowing part of ourselves. That it surprised me that we had human sacrifice during the goddess time. It kind of, because then it's very interesting. Each year they'd sacrifice a young man because spill his blood all over the ground to make it fertile. Oh my gosh. So there we had too much of the feminine, taking a very masculine stance in that kind of thing. It seems to be a plague of evil. It doesn't matter which side is on, masculine or feminine, it is evil. So I was surprised by that, but it basically came after farming. Men were out there hunting. So they had been geared, and genetically evolution had made them want that hunt, that adrenal rush, that linear focus. It wasn't so much about the goddess as probably a change in our culture. This is my theory. I'm reading this book. I think that there is a code, a programming in all the universe, galaxies, wherever, for higher consciousness beings like us. When we come on planets, it has some leeway so it can change with the planet's gravity, environment, that kind of thing that might be there to support some kind of life. So they're bipedal creatures, you know, one head, two eyes, nose, mouth, two arms, two legs, that type of thing. And on each planet, this is my theory, they develop in a certain way, just as we have from primitive. And we've probably done it. I'm not so sure that we haven't had a few ages here where we've had to start all over, and then our brains, we change, and then we start all over again. That I'm thinking, you know, the divine feminine has been down in the dumps, coming up for air now in this age, because it's part of our growth. We started off with the divine feminine. The masculine hadn't completely, it had grown in a way that there's still, the masculine side of us is linear focus and action. It also is limited in empathy and feelings and multitasking and that kind of thing. So I'm not so sure that each planet doesn't reach where we are, where after the too much divine feminine, perhaps. Just, I wouldn't say too much, it's just our growth, it's our evolution. We move into a way out of balance masculine for a long time. No one can figure out why this warring and picking up the sword and all that happened. No one can figure it out, and at least he's saying in this book. This book was written in 1998. There may be newer information, I don't know. This is quite... These videos, by the way, too, will be my logs as I try to put something together for other people. That right now, as we are today, we're going to reach a crisis where we're going to have to engage the feminine side of ourselves, the divine feminine, that we would call it. We have the divine masculine going. Matter of fact, it's so out of balance. But that was part of our growth and evolution that probably every planet in the universe goes through. And I hope we make it, because I think we're going to come to a crisis where we're either going to change, become truly full-brained, something caught my eye, full-brained, and engaging the divine feminine again, because we can't get it all just with the linear thinking. It won't come through what we need. And then I think what happens is that we become spacefaring cultures and civilization, and service-oriented civilizations. We go out and explore. Maybe we help planets that are at the stage that we are at. They just nudge along to see that civilizations maybe make it what can be done, because you know you can't babysit a planet. They either make it or they don't make it. I truly hope that we make it, because I think when a planet doesn't make it and the whole planet's taken out, all life, we're killing life on this planet daily. You know, I was watching something on YouTube on how a woman had gone to visit a Native American down in Arizona, and she used to cook her rabbit stew, and she couldn't do that anymore because the rabbits were contaminated with some kind of toxin. Over here at Hanford, they're contaminated from radioactivity. You know, I'm only 62 miles from that place. Is there any wonder there's a lot of cancer? It's because these rabbits burrow into the ground and they get into the radioactive. They're storing this stuff. They're crazy. It's nuts. See, this is the problem. We're so masculine oriented, or left, is it left brain? Oh, let's say here. Yes. I was changed as a baby. I was born right-handed. So my mother changed me. So sometimes I get confused, I swear to God. But anyway, what was my thought? Let's move on, because I just lost it, and maybe I'll come back to it. But anyway, I did want to do this vlog because I am feeling better, and I'm hoping I am going to have better days, and this machine is going to help me. And anyway, we are destroying the planet, and this linear masculine thinking just isn't going to work. We need the balance of nurturing and being more concerned with ourselves and people and life. And I think that every planet, I think, is part of our evolution. We're either going to make it or we're not going to make it. And something's going to happen if we don't make it. Well, no more life on the whole planet. And that's a shame. That I think that saddens any, if we have extraterrestrial brothers and sisters, that will sadden them considerably. They don't like to see it. I want to see it. So I think we're being brought to this crossroads, or else asteroid hits or something happens and we start all over and we start the whole cycle again. That may be the case. So this is why I'm studying this. I not only have suffered through it in my family line. It's been, it just can't go on anymore. That we need a real balance and have the divine feminine come forward again, so we can be whole brain, sentient human beings. So that's my vlog today. It's interesting to read this and go all the way back and see how we started from hunter-gatherers and women. This is why the children always took the mother's name. The women owned the land. I can't say own the land. They were just part of the land. They started the farming. They gathered the herbs. The men went out and hunted. And it was that way for the longest time, and then something shifted and changed. And this guy is saying that no one can figure it out, and he thinks it's when we move to the alphabet. So there's so many things we don't know in our history. There's clues. And the only other way we can know is by this analytical thinking and going back academically and looking at our past. That's the masculine side. The other side is going to be the knowing part of us, the part of us that travels out and just finds the truth. And it's confirmed by this over here in the masculine side of the mind saying, aha, yes, this is what happened. So I kind of think this is how this guy has come to his conclusions. It actually changed our brain. I haven't gotten to it yet, but he talks about Egypt and the hieroglyphics and how life was actually different there. So it may have been more like we have today. So we're moving into maybe some more of more balance that we have had in the past, and then it disappeared. And I think it's really an interesting time to be alive. And anyway, I have great hopes here for regaining my health. I know that the mind can actually be extremely healing. I did experiment with getting in a theta state and having an inner resource that I created in therapy, actually, and going back into traumas. And that inner resource we decided would help me with my health. And I did actually have quite an experience with that at one point. It did seem to heal me from extremely migraine headaches. I haven't had one since. So these are things that are real. This frequency medicine is real. And just us working at knowing where we are in our states of being. Are we in beta? Are we in high beta, low alpha, high alpha, theta, delta, gamma? We'll be able to become more aware of ourselves and where we are. And those will be the real clues and the expansion of our consciousness into different realms of healing that are real. We need to get out of this completely linear, masculine, dominated society. It's even stopping our perceptions of reality that are so one-sided and they're not true. We're missing the other side. So it's because it doesn't exist to us yet. We can't see it yet, but we're getting there. All right, well that's all today. I hope I made some sense. I feel so much better. It's just all these thoughts that flood my mind as I read this book, and all this different information that I come across is interesting. And I see that we need to return the feminine, the divine feminine. That it's part of us, along with the masculine. We don't want to get rid of that one either. We want it. We need it. So, all right. Love to all.